Shooter ready.
Yep.
Shooter ready? Stand by.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Ready? Stand by.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shooter Are You Ready podcast. I am recording. This is not going to be a folly or a mistake on my end because we already went through that once. And I'll bring in my guest host. Wait, my co-host. This is my co-host. This is my buddy Paul. Paul, last time I messed up
We're
the
back.
recording.
It happens. It happens.
It does.
You can't
To
be
the best
perfect
of
all
us.
the time.
No, you can't. And if you are, you're a liar. So that's how we'll start this off. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, welcome to the Shooter Are You Ready podcast with me, Midwest Savage, my co-host, Roni Cheese, also known as Paul. Some people also call me Jamie. But we are here. It is 2025, the year of 2025. I was gonna say our Lord, but we separate religion from podcast.
First to the first.
There you go. Breaking ground, setting new boundaries.
Absolutely.
But
we're setting the tone for 2025.
There you go,
right
dude.
out
That's
the
what
gate.
we do here. That is what we do. And speaking of setting the tone, well, this doesn't relate to setting a tone at all, but we're here and we're gonna do a little recap of how things went in 2024 as far as us starting this weird podcast and what we plan on doing in 2025 and all the things we learned along the way, Paul, which I don't know about you, but for me, it was quite splendid. I learned a lot.
It was. I learned a ton. We talked to a lot of interesting people this year, from other competitors to influencers in the community to other match folks. We had
And just good
really
people.
good
Just
diversity.
good people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you appeared on the podcast, that means, I don't know, good person confirmed.
Now, before we get too crazy, Paul, I thought of this question as I was writing things down before we started, and I had never really asked you this, but we're gonna it's 2025. We're breaking new ground here. I started this weird podcast in June. It was an idea. I messed up a video, as I did a lot in 2024. Not in 2025, damn it. It's a new year.
Starting strong.
We'll see. I went and recorded 3 videos today. Hopefully one of them makes the cut. But
that's the trick. It's just volume. If you don't want to screw up, just do, hey, I'm going to film this 5 or 8 times. Take the Kubrick approach.
Accuracy through volume, dude.
We've got 50 takes. One of these is probably going to be fine.
That's how I got to start doing it. Instead of, yep, that was good enough, I'm going to be like, nope, do it again. But this was a weird idea I had in June. You know, we did this it was a 6-month ordeal in 2024. I asked you, hey, do you want to do this with me? You were like, sure, why not? I'm driving through town anyways. We'll get a beef. It'll be a good time. And it was a great time.
One of the best beefs I've ever had.
Dude, good beef. I know how to hunt down a good beef, dude.
Sniffs it out like a bloodhound.
Dude, believe me, I know where the bad beef is, and I know where you can find a good beef. All right, I'm a Midwesterner. I know where the good Italian beefs are. But how do you feel, Paul, when we did the first one? It was first it started as you as my guest. Then I did a solo one, and then I was like, you know what? Damn it. Quit being so selfish. Paul needs to get in on this too. He's a good dude. He's got a great voice, and he asks a lot better questions than I do when people are on here. And damn it, Paul needs to be your permanent co-host. Paul, how do you feel about that? Am I imposing on you? Am I making it too strenuous by saying, hey, I hope you're not busy this weekend? You know.
Well, I think that people should know that you do probably 98% of the work when it comes to this, along with having a full-time job and a full-time YouTube channel. There's no part-time YouTube channels out there. I feel really great. I feel really blessed, actually, that you did come and ask me. Nice. I think that it's really, really fun. You are way better at sliding into people's DMs than I am.
Oh, so I have no shame.
The reason we had, I think, the quality of guests, number one, you asked, and also you put in a lot of the legwork this year to bring on a lot of these people. So we're actually, just before we were recording this, we were laying some groundwork for some other people that we're going to be talking to in 2025, and it's just kind of an onwards and upwards event. But overall, I'm, again, incredibly pleased and happy. Number one, that you asked me. Number two, with the quality of content that I would say that we're putting out. However, I think that we do have a podcast with Jeff coming up here. So when I say quality, some people might disagree with me, but I still think that that one is going to be a quality pod. Maybe not to your taste, but it was still fantastic.
It's going to be, it's a session with the boys. You know, we throw out the seriousness and we have this guest who has won many accolades and you know, man of many businesses, spokesperson, as you say. And it was just a session with the boys. A lot of weird things get said, but it's just a taste of what it's like to hang out with us. And we're good people. We're good people to hang out with. You ever see us at a competition, come shoot the shit.
Absolutely.
I want to have a good time.
I want to talk to you about food. One of the things that I think we do a great job on is number one being, you know, servers of the big back community. Oh, yeah. We are going to talk about your cereals. We are going to talk about your beefs. You know, we want to hear from you, but also as a part of that, we get to talk to different people from all over the U.S. And I want to talk about, you know, what food is from your region and, you know, what makes it special and what gets you excited about it. And, you know, aside from the shooting conversations we've had, a lot of the food conversations we've had have also been of quality.
Well, I mean, like, cool. I mean, I love to shoot. You know, I was out at the range today. I shoot. I try to go to competitions. I meet new friends and new people at these things. It's a great time. You know what else I like to do, Paul? I like to eat. I think everybody listening has had a food item every now and then that they're like, this is good. Some people put ketchup on hot dogs. I disagree. And, you know, other people like bland breakfast cereals. Some people like them sugary, you know, and it's just we cover all bases. We don't take ourselves too serious here at all. If you know me, I do not take myself seriously one iota because life's too short to be, you know, stuck up all the time. Have a good time, dude.
Absolutely.
This could be my last podcast. We don't know. Let's have a good time while we're doing it. You know what I'm saying? But they're just, you know, like I say, all right, we started in 2024 on a whim. It was just a goofy idea I had. I thought about it for a while. You know, there's other people out there doing podcasts that I listen to that are in the gun community. And I was always like, you know what? I like to bullshit. I like to talk to people, you know, and I always, at a competition, I'm, you know, most, like, say half the squad's dead set on focus, you know, pay attention. They're there for a reason. I like to make jokes. I like to make people laugh. I'm there for a good time. And I'm sure everybody else is, but I take it to another level. So I was like, whatever. I have no content. Let's do this. And then, like, the response was way better than I thought. I didn't think it was going to make a good video on my channel at all, which, I mean, it, you know, did fair to middling. People watched it. But the response from it was a lot of people, oh, this was great. You and Paul were hilarious. You know, when's the next one? Right? You know, I was getting DMs in the Instagram like, oh man, I loved the podcast. I'm like, well, that was like a one-off. Don't get too excited. But then, like, the more people that kept saying, oh man, like we were at Mitten State and Matt from Kalashnikov was, oh man, you and Paul, you know, you guys back and forth really good on that. And I was like, man, maybe we do have something here. You know, maybe this isn't a bad idea. Because I like to talk. I love talking to you. You're very funny. And you, like I say all the time, you have that sultry voice.
Well, don't butter me up too much. I was also very happy with the response. Putting something out on the internet, as I'm sure you and many people know, pretty much the first thing that you're guaranteed to have come back on you is going to be hate comments, whether constructive or not. Yeah. And the conversations that we've had with people over the past 6 months, I think, have been not only well received, but I think people really, really also like them just based on the comments and then also the interactions that we've had with people, as you described. But if anybody's ever curious about, you know, are they really like this? You know, when you're around, you know, when the lights, cameras and glamour are off. Yeah, 100%.
There's no mask being worn here. I'm really this weird. My mom really has had to deal with me for many years. My mom has been in the principal's office many a time because of the outburst and the stupid stuff Jamie said in class. So yes.
Same. I wore fake glasses one time to class. And as the teacher was up there, I stuck my fingers through the lenses like this and wiggled my fingers out there. That was a quiet car ride home, to say the least.
one of the most I wouldn't say influential, but one of the comments with a parent teacher conference with my mother that has came out. It wasn't a conference because those are like yearly, like quarterly things where the teachers talk to your parents and like, how's he doing? Oh, he's great student in class. This was a Miss Martin. When you have a chance, can you please come to the school? We have to talk about your son. It was one of those. And this counselor was like, I think he needs therapy. Have you considered medication? And I remember verbatim what my mom said, and I thought it was the coolest. It was like the most high five moment for my mom because she never really stuck up for me like this. She looked at that counselor and said, I have to deal with him all day. If you guys can't handle him for 8 hours, maybe we should think about sending him somewhere else. And I was like, wow, thanks, Mom. And I don't even remember what it was for. It was probably something stupid. I probably said something ridiculous in class, or like just, I don't know. I was known for saying dumb shit, and I still do on rare occasions. But, that's just me. That's who I am. That's my style. I am also like the only kid in my kindergarten class to give my mother a handmade Merry Christmas card with Jason Voorhees on the front of it, holding a chainsaw, and Santa was laying there dead in kindergarten. I have problems, Paul, is what I'm trying to say. But
that's impressive.
Yeah, she just brought it up on Christmas. That's why she was out here looking at my little studio, and she's like, well, this is something. I was like, well, Mom, I'm different. She's like, yeah, I remember the Christmas card. I'm like, I didn't give you a Christmas card this year. She's like, no, the one in kindergarten. I was like, oh, we still talk about that years later. I was influenced by horror movies as a young kid, dude. They were all over HBO in the late 80s. What do you want me to do?
I really thought that you were going to say you gifted your mom a hand-painted ashtray in kindergarten.
Oh no, I've done that. Wasn't kindergarten. That was like grade school when like everybody got a ball of clay, and like half that class parents all got ashtrays, even if they didn't smoke. It was the easiest thing to do. Make a bowl and put like a couple finger grooves in it. Boom, it's an ashtray. I don't smoke. Yeah, well, okay, somebody does.
Now it's a pencil holder.
Yeah, exactly. Put anything in there. Change.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I have like a little bowl my kid made from when he was in grade school that just holds change. It doesn't hold much.
I used a McDonald's branded ashtray as a change holder throughout college, and I have no idea where that's at now. But
it's probably worth money.
Lead paint and everything. And it's probably used with like iridium as to make it like light up at night.
Glows in a black light. Yeah,
it's probably a super fun site now.
Back to the podcast, Paul. This is what we do here on the Shooter Are You Ready podcast. We veer off because
we're bouncing from target to target.
The beep has gone off, and we lost all train of thought. That's why it's called Shooter Are You Ready podcast. If you haven't caught on to that yet, but like you said, we talked to a lot of people. Like we talked to Moisha, who threw out a whole bunch of knowledge on shooting. Talked to Adam, who threw out a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, everybody had their own little tidbits when we got serious and talked about shooting stuff. I picked up. Like Moisha kept dropping the Steve Anderson podcast, and I've actually been listening to some of those. And like, I'm going into 25 positive energy on these competitions. You can't beat yourself up when you shot a bad stage because it's done. You shot it, it's over with. You can't keep dragging your shitty score from that onto the next stage. It's only going to snowball, which can happen. I was at Thunder on the Tundra, and I shot like shit because I dragged around my first 2 shitty stages all day. And it didn't do me any favors except for getting lower on the charts and the practice score. So keep on keeping on this year is my motto, positive push, Brody Stevens, God rest his soul. He was a very positive guy, yes, you got it. And that's how I am. Positive push through my 2025 competitions. But like you said, it's just great talking to some of these people. I can't believe some of them said yes when it was like me who asked them, like, hey, do you want to talk to me for 2 hours? And they're like, I'd love to. And I'm like, you know who this is? This is the guy who was making all the weird fart jokes and talking about outrageous shit at that last competition. Yeah, I remember you. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you were the one who gave them a Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah, I was the guy dishing out Rice Krispie treats at KCON. You remember? I had the box of 48. But it's just in like 2025, we've got some great ones planned. I'm not lying. I'm not name dropping. I'm not letting anybody in on it because things happen. Some plans fall through. But I've got a list here in front of me of people I talked to last year that we still haven't had a chance to lock down on a date, but they're on my list of yes, we'll do it. and it's going to be a good year. I'm feeling good about 25. I felt good about looking back at everything I did in 24 and was like, damn, I did all that. That was pretty sweet, but I got to do better than the previous year. Like all my competitions I try to do better than the previous year.
I actually went back and I looked through the competitions that I shot, and then you were at most of them too. Wound up shooting around 30 competitions last year, which
Jeez.
is a lot compared to the year previous where I was at like 12. So definitely pounding the pavement out there when it comes to traveling to competitions, shooting them. Because if you think 30 competitions, there's probably a week or so beforehand where there's some prep. And then there's also, okay, I got to zero something. I got to make sure that this works. I got to go to the range here. I got to make sure that, X, Y, and Z happens beforehand. I got to line up, Airbnbs, VRBOs, whatever it is. Okay, who's going? Now we got to get a group chat going for that. I've got like 92 group chats from all these different competitions.
Oh, dude, I've got so many group chats. I've got group chats that have fallen so far behind that they don't kick up for like another 10 months, like 2 months before that competition where that group chat started. Like I'm in a KCON group chat, and I don't think anybody's messaged in there for a while, but I have a feeling it's going to ramp back up in a couple months. But
hell yeah.
Like you were saying, okay, all these competitions you do, if you're listening and you haven't shot competition, or say you've only shot like one or two, you have to get on practice score and look around, or just go to a local range somewhere around you and ask. That's like the number one thing you're going to do to find more competition is ask. Like we went to Schultz. It was like an hour from me. I had no clue about that. And I drive an hour south to go to these other ones at ASC.
Yep. Aurora.
So I didn't know I could drive an hour north to go to other competitions. As far as I know, I could be driving just over the river here going west and find more competitions. But it's practice score is your friend, even though it is a terrible setup and a god awful website. It's not easy to navigate through.
It's not the best.
It's like find event or find find event or find something else, and you just like got to keep trying and filter through to get what you want to find. But there's stuff out there. You'd be amazed what is within a couple hours of you if you just look. Like even where I live, there's like local pistol things somewhere around here. Even one of them's like, you see it. I see it all the time on Instagram, like the indoor pistol shoots, where it's like an indoor range and they like knock down the walls and the bays and they like make it like one, thing. They have some of those around here, and I might try to weasel into one or two of those this year just to get a little more reps in on the pistol. I feel like I need to be a better pistol shooter because I really want to focus on two gun this year. I mean, like ASC. ASC. As soon as that kicks off, I'm on it. Like I'm dropping the PRs and I'm two gunning because I feel I enjoy two gun a lot, and it's just I need to get better at the pistol.
Yeah, I think that if we were to describe our favorite events over the past 2024, it would be two gun events. I think ASC runs a great one. There's a couple more that are starting up around my area that I'm trying to be involved in and get those kicked off. So we'll be probably talking around that a little bit more. For me, I'm trying to get back into more USPSA. So then I can kind of focus on one, whether it's a rifle or a pistol. Just because, number one, I got a fancy new pistol and I want to shoot the piss out of that as much as I can. And then number two, if you're going to look at the efficiencies in your game, maybe Shaq could have shot a few more free throws so he wasn't throwing up so many bricks. That's probably the way that I'm thinking about handling pistols in 2025 out of 2024. Not to say that anything necessarily is bad with it, but there's always room for improvement. Just as we were talking kind of before we started the recording here. Hey, what does your training session look like, and what are the outcomes that you want to have, and how do you set yourself up for success to reach those outcomes? There's always going to be some prep work that goes into whatever you want to do, and how do you prepare yourself so then you're both happy and satisfied with the outcome, and you're not walking away from a match that, hey, I could have done better if I'd just done this. So
100%.
More of that in 2025. I'm happy that, the more people that I talk to, there are more folks that are having those conversations. And if you go back kind of through our back catalog over the last 6 months, I think that's a lot of the conversations that we have is, hey, what does that prep work look like?
Yeah, exactly. What can I do to enhance my skills in that
Yep.
situation. And another thing you're talking about there, you wanted to shoot more USPCA. Did I say that right?
US. Now you've got me. Oh, USPSA.
PSA.
Uh, yeah.
Okay, and another thing I wanted to do is I think most people know where I live. I'm limited to what I can do on my channel as far as new products at the
hmm
moment. So I have so much other stuff that isn't exactly AK related. I love AKs. I based my channel around it because it was something I loved and I loved shooting them and I was getting all types of different AK stuff. But in 2025, I think I'm going to branch out more and just talk more about all the other stuff I have. Like I have that Scorpion I want to shoot more. I
hmm
want to talk about some of these goofy shotguns I have more. I have just like a lot of weird stuff and a lot of pistols. I have a lot of pistols. And if I want to become a better pistol shooter, I think I need to just, branch out a little bit. Yeah, it's
hmm
not all going to be AK content. You might not like it, but you might be in the market for a new pistol and you might see something on the channel that you might enjoy. Like, maybe I'll do this pistol versus this pistol this week, because I've got more than I can. I just saw an ad the other day for like the Kimber Mako, and I was like, oh, wait, I have one of those. It's like that bad to where I don't know some of the things I
What you
have.
have and what you don't have.
Yeah.
Hey,
It
that's a good
sounds
problem to
terrible.
have.
No, it's not, dude. It's god awful. Especially when it comes to pistols, because like somebody the other day was like, how many do you have? And I'm sitting there trying to think, and I was like, I don't know, like this many. And they're like, that's it. And I'm like, no, that's not. And it's like once you have to like sit there and tally mark and like go
hmm
through it like 3 or 4 times to make sure you got everything. And then I'm like, I've shot like 2 of those last year. Like, what am I doing? So I think I'm going to get more pistol oriented because, like I said, I want to get better at it. And I might showcase a lot more of my pistols on the YouTube channel because I want to become a better pistol shooter. And I want to incorporate that more and let people know what I'm doing to try to get better at this and stupid drills I'm doing. Like a lot of stuff Moisha was talking about. Just things to get better, trying to help other people improve, not just have a good laugh when they're watching. Like maybe they'll be like, oh, I've never tried that drill. I'll try that. Oh, I've never thought about doing that when I'm practicing. I'll try that. Or maybe, well, I'm definitely not doing what he just did. That looks stupid. The good
Yeah.
and the bad.
There are positive examples. There's also negative examples,
Yeah,
but they're all examples.
exactly.
And
You don't have to do what I do. Just if you like something, try it out. If you don't like
yeah.
it, so be it. I'm just there to try. I'm just there to let you know what I'm doing. And then it's like
hmm
somebody left a comment in one of my videos that kind of, I wouldn't say summed up what I'm trying to do, but made me feel good about how I edit and act. I'm going to say act because I try to just be more of myself than anything, because I don't really script anything out. I just say I'm bringing this and I'm going to try to do this with it today, and I just kind of record everything and then edit a lot of it. That just me rambling. And somebody said, watching this video just makes it feel like I'm at the range with one of my buddies who has a lot of stuff that I want to shoot. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Because now I feel like one of your buddies, even though we don't know each other personally, but I appreciate it because I'm just, I'm just a guy. I'm
hmm
nobody great. Look at my practice score. I'm nobody great. I'm getting better. But I'm just some dude, man, who's out there recording and letting you know, what I got and how I like to have fun. And it is what it is. But speaking of practice score, we got on that. We got off of that. Now we're going to go back to that because you said you looked at your practice score to see how many you shot. I looked at
hmm
my score last year at a couple events, and I'm like, you know what? I was, because it was after I listened to this. Moish is going to love this. It was after I listened to the Steve Anderson podcast. It was. And I was just looking back at last year and then like the getting out of your own head, focus on what you're doing and just take it seriously, but don't like bring yourself down by thinking about it too much. And I'm not going to name it because I don't want people to go back and look at my score and be like, oh, he didn't do that great. This is what he's saying. But in my head, I did a lot better than I thought. And I wasn't even thinking about it while I was shooting.
hmm
But I looked at a score and I'm looking at the day I shot and then the total and like my division. I'm like, I did pretty damn good. And I just had a good time. That's all I did when I went out there. I wasn't too serious. I wasn't like just mentally focused and just tunnel vision. Like, this is what you got to do. This is how we're going to do today. And it's just, I went out, I kind of just relaxed when it was my turn, had a good time. And then there was some stages that totally made my score not as good as it should have been. But like out of the couple stages where I know I didn't do that great, if I would have done a little bit better on them stages, I could have totally like done way better. I mean, that's natural. If I didn't shoot shitty on these 2 stages, I would have been better. But like for real, like the end all be all, like results of, like I said, my division and my overall, and I'm like, I did pretty fucking good. So if I can just keep that mindset I had at that competition and just drag that with me through 2025, I think this might be a pretty good year for me. And I told you how I plan on podium and KCON, and I'm not scared to admit it. I'll say it out loud right now. I am joining the women's division, and I'm Magnified Irons women's division podium. Me.
Sad.
Dude, you got to play the game.
What if instead of playing the game, you just upped your shooting ability?
Nope. You got to play the game. That's how I'm podium in 2025. Magnified Irons women's division. I only got to beat myself at that point.
Well, for everybody who's listening here, I bet Mello would beat you. For every who's listening here, don't do this. Just
be a man. I highly doubt. I highly doubt if I switched it up, I would probably get an email from Matt rather quickly. Like, what the hell did you just do? Why are you in the women's division? Matt, I'm trying to win. And Matt would not allow that. Let's be honest. Which you shouldn't allow that. But that's a whole other ball of wax. Back to the podcast results and the things.
Do you have any numbies to talk about?
Actually, yes, I do. Jamie, why don't you pull that up?
Talking to myself. Jamie, why don't you just pull that up for us?
What's that? Damn it, that's an Instagram. That's the wrong screen to share. Hold on.
Nobody screenshot that and sent it to me.
Yeah. No, I have it in here somewhere. Share screen window. Oh, did I back out of it? Hold on. I think it's
we're waiting for this.
Oh no, it's right here. I got it.
Part of me, as we had kind of talked about this before, was pretty excited with the level of information that some of these RSS feeds can give you, where it is, hey, here's the people that are listening, not specifically who they are, but where they're listening from. Here's where the downloads are happening, time of the week, length of listen, things like that. And then the other part of me was like, wow, this is a ton of data. And part of it is kind of scary to look at. But this is what's on your screen right now is, are these downloads or listens within the last?
This is days? In the past 180 days. Let's see. Is this as far back as I can go? Yeah. So this is since it started. These are downloads and listens. These are just like people who have I think these are downloads. Yeah, these are downloads. Very Download nice. Time and weeks of the day. So we, Paul, have moved all the way from Bellingham. Yep. We're all the way as far north. Was that west as Bellingham? As far northeast as Boston, all the way down to Miami, and then all the way to Dude, I mean, we're hitting all 4 corners here.
We've got it bracketed.
And like I said in the last podcast that is not available, that I messed up in the recording, we have the Midwest just sewed up. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Look at that Midwest area.
Detroit, Saginaw, Chicago.
I mean, we got to get a little bit more on Iowa. It's like we're on the border. Like people are jumping over the border in Iowa to listen.
Hey, if you were looking at the population density in Iowa, that's pretty much what it would look like.
Yeah, I mean in New York. I mean, look, we even got New York going, Jersey, Washington, and here, look, this is what I love doing. We can do this. This is my favorite part. We'll narrow it down. Like if you're in the Waco area, Waco, Texas, and you happen to be listening, right there off Franklin Ave, down by the creek. Is that a creek or a river? Looks like some kind of creek runs through there.
Texas, that's probably a river.
The Waco Creek. If you're over there off South 23rd Street and Franklin Ave, over by the Waco Creek and the train tracks, I appreciate you listening. Over there by Bell's Hill Park. You know what I'm talking about. You know who you are.
You know the hood.
Yeah. So shout out to you. Thanks for being a listener. And then if you're that same person who's over in San Bernardino, over in the Fontana area, yeah, over there off of what's that, Date Street and what's that, Altho Street. Appreciate you listening.
Is it Cypress Avenue where Cypress Hill got their name from?
Cypress Ave. That's what I'm thinking of.
Could be. You never know.
I just think it's funny you can pinpoint it like that.
Yeah, we can call out people directly.
Yeah.
Oklahoma shitty. Shout out.
Oh yeah, we're talking to you, Oklahoma City, all the way. Let me zoom in here. Oh, you know who you are, Oklahoma, hanging out over there off of by the Walnut Square.
Listening to us on the golf course. We appreciate you,
Yeah.
listening to us while you're, making a par out there.
Listening to all that traffic on the Southwest 74th Street. We got you, buddy.
Just blocked up on a
Dude.
Tuesday, let me tell you.
But yeah, okay. So aside from pinpoint, oh wait, Paul, wait, we're international.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Japan.
Got a little homie over there in Japan. Appreciate you.
And
Taiwan.
this little Taiwan, and I
North
think
Shore of Taiwan. I'm sure that there's some
I have
great
a feeling
surfing out there.
that these are mistaken listeners or bots. But
Hey, that's
if not,
fine.
I appreciate you.
Listen,
I mean,
in the future, robot overlords, appreciate you listening.
Yeah.
I never called you a clanker. That's not something that I would call anyone. Hopefully I'm in some human reserve right now, but for our robot overlords in the future, appreciate you listening.
Then we're all the way over in Deutschland, over by Hanover, London,
Ooh, shout out.
Barcelona,
Global. Oh,
Dude,
even
I'm
in
saying.
the uke.
Just doing it all.
Hey,
But then,
Ukrainians, keep on keeping on.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Most of you are listening on your phone. Appreciate you, 87%. And it looks like the iPhone is winning, 54%.
Who's got a Windows computer?
I don't know.
Oh, device. I'm sorry. I thought that was.
That's
remember
good. Yeah.
when they had? I saw Apple iPhone, Android phone, and then Windows computer. I thought that it was going to be another Windows phone, and I was like, dang.
Yeah. Now let's see. Where's I'm trying to find out. I think we got like 40 something one person in the last 24 hours. Appreciate you. In the last month, 97 people have listened. And I like that. I mean, I'm all about that. I can't see. I think that's in my Spotify stuff to see exactly how many people. I think we got like 40 something people subscribed on the channel. But that brings me to my next thing, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
If you're listening to this right now, please, I can't beg you enough. I'm not begging you, but I'm asking you kindly. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because I think we need like somewhere in the teens, many more subscribers. We don't have that many. We definitely have more subscribed on Spotify than we do on the YouTube, but I need to hit a certain number on the YouTube so that we can go live on the YouTube and then interact and answer questions and like even invite people in. Just have like random how you doing sessions, maybe once a month, every other month. Oh, we'll do every other month maybe. Just see what the fan base is thinking. Let us know what you guys want.
If we had the ability to go live, we could have done a Festivus stream.
I'm talking for the rest of us.
Errands of grievances. We could have had people wrestling potentially.
I find
family
tinsel
members
distracting.
I also find, but you know what I do find? I find tile relaxing. That's why I enjoy a quick trip bathroom.
There you go. Don't get me started on quick trips. I love a quick trip, dude. That's the best $2 fish sandwich I've ever had from a gas station. Make that a sound clip. But quick
$2 fish sandwiches.
Dude, we went out to Tommy's for his little shindig, $2 fish sandwich, and I was starving. I was driving all the way up there, haven't eaten all day, and I'm like, I don't know, man, $2 fish sandwich from a gas station. That's rolling the dice. And I was like, I like to gamble. So I bought one and I took a bite of that thing as I was pulling out of that quick trip. And I was like, this is better than McDonald's fish sandwich. And it's $2. And then I was so pissed off. I went back the next day with Jeff and I was like, I'm getting some of them fish sandwiches, bro. And then they were like $5 almost because they were on sale that day previous.
They play the game. They play the game.
I was like, oh, you bastards.
They know what they got going.
Had me hooked, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it's really cool that we can share analytics with people, especially for where we're at. We're, like we said, YouTube doesn't pay me enough to lie, and I don't love you enough to care. So, we
I don't make anything.
Nothing?
No, I mean, I make a little bit of money on YouTube, but I'm not retiring. I still have
those
full-time
25-cent Venmos are coming in clutch.
Yeah. But, yeah, like I said, man, I appreciate everybody who listens. Everybody who watches. It's been a great ride. And hopefully 2025 we can get them numbies up a little bit, kind of
there's things that
update the quality here.
There are things that I really want to know from our listeners. Number one, who are your favorite companies? What are the best products
That's what I'm
that you
saying.
have from those organizations? Number one, it gives us some other people to talk to. Number
Yeah.
two, I'm always looking for recommendations, whether that is muzzle brakes, grips, optics. We spoke with Adam Litke. Not that I think HoloSun really needs our endorsement, but I'm
No.
putting it out there anyways. But if there are some smaller groups that are out there, like Shane over at SAS. Is it SAS Restoration? I want to
Yeah.
say on Instagram. He makes my favorite charging handles. I'd love to talk to him. There's a lot of folks that are out there that are grinding away in machine shops, in basements and garages across the United States, producing some incredible products that, maybe we could. And listen, I don't need anything for free. Let me tell you, this stuff's not making a dent. But that maybe we could shed some light on, or if it's just, hey, I really like these guys. I think that they're really fun. I think you'd really like to hang out with them.
Yeah.
Love to talk to them too.
Dude, I'd
So
love to talk to anybody about anything. Even if like you just love to shoot and you work at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Hit me up, dude. Let's just shoot the breeze. I don't care. You don't have to be a well-named, crazy, known person to come hang out with us. Come hang out. You want to, and like Paul was saying, if there's somebody out there who you're like, hey, you guys should reach out to this guy. I know him. He's doing this and it's pretty cool. Or I really love this company's product. You guys should talk to them because they made this thing and I think it's awesome. Or, they have the next best thing coming out. It's this. Hit us in the comments. Let me know.
Yeah.
Send the DMs. You want somebody to talk to us? You want me to talk to somebody about food or shooting? Let me know. Comments, DMs, all of it.
And if you work at the Home Depot, I'd love to talk to you as well, mainly because I'm at the Home Depot a lot. And the ladders that they have, the little push ladders, why can't I go on those?
Yeah. I want to know about the hot dogs. Apparently, there's Home Depots that have hot dog
Home
stands
Depots with hot
inside of them.
dogs.
Yeah, and I don't.
Yeah.
And I want
I
to
don't
know what's up with that. I actually called the Home Depot in my town and was like, where's the hot dogs? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm talking to my buddy Tommy right now, and he has hot dogs at his Home Depot. Where are mine?
My local Home Depot will throw out some glazers and some coffee in the early AM.
Really?
Yeah, but it's not a booth. It's not a booth. They just have like a little thing. I'm sure that the manager probably pays for it himself. But you love to see it, especially for the blue collar folks that are out there grinding in the early AMs before the sun comes up.
See, the only thing I get is
in a Ford F-150. Shout out.
Hey, what's up? Every now and then, I get the Shriners selling brats outside my local farm and Fleet.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. Brat days. It's like a whole weekend of just brats. It's awesome. I go crazy.
Which, for those of you who may not be listening within the Midwest or Germany,
we're
the bratwurst. The bratwurst is a superior hot dog.
Yeah. If you don't know about bratwurst,
you're playing.
Hit me up. We'll work something out. We'll freeze them and send them to you.
You can probably go to your local grocery store. You can get Johnsonville.
I guarantee
you could probably get a Johnsonville.
No, that's not. Get out of here with that, dude. You need like a real
Johnsonville. Pretty good. You don't have to go. You don't have to go to your local butcher.
I go to my local butcher. I went to high school with this dude, and his dad and his grandpa. For real, his grandpa started up this. Is it a butchery? I don't know what you would call. Yeah. Okay, so his grandpa started up this butchery. His dad took it over, and now he's working there. And I've known this dude since high school. And I go in there, and they make these garlic, onion, and pepper brats. Oh, dude, forget about it. And then there's like jalapeno and pineapple ones. And oh man, forget about it. I love a good brat. And matter of fact, I had some chicken I was gonna make for dinner tonight, but now I'm got a hankering for a brat. And I'm supposed to be new me 2025 eating healthier. That's why the chicken's out. But dude, now I can't even remember last time I had a good brat. Now I'm like got brat fever. Damn it.
They are. That is brats, Oreos. I mean, that is my talking to me through the walls like the green goblin mask. It is a problem.
I can't do it. I gotta eat chicken. I gotta be better this year. You know what? And it all starts because
they've got chicken brats.
They do. But actually, I did have some andouille sausage that was chicken. I mixed it with some eggs about a week or two ago. Not bad.
Yeah, but it leaves the heart wanting more.
Yeah, but like I say, last year I started the year off strong, dude. Gym
Mhm.
every day. Sam Solik upload video on my phone every day. What's Sam doing today? I'm doing the same thing. It's back day, baby. Let's hit the gym. And dude, I'm not even bullshitting. For 3 months, dude, I didn't even take a day off. Gym every day. And it
Nice.
was nice because I lost like 20 something pounds. I went to K Bash feeling great. I was like, yeah, dude, look
Mhm.
at me, lighter Jamie, wearing smaller shirts and shit. My pants actually need a belt this year.
The
And then
New Jersey medium came out.
yeah, dude, I fell off, dude. I fell off the wagon like right about KCON when I was walking around with that cart with fucking 48 Rice Krispie treats in it.
If you see a man with 48 Rice Krispie treats,
Dude,
just know
yeah,
he's fighting demons that you can never
his New
understand.
Year's resolution is in the fucking on the side of the road as he was driving to KCON with his magazines left home.
Find
But
it in a Quick Trip parking lot next to an
dude,
empty fish wrapper.
and so like I kind of got back on after KCON, and then I fell off again when like we went to Mitten State. We're eating pizza the night before, and I'm like, I keep telling myself you can't eat pizza the night before a competition. You're gonna be sluggish. And it's like now I went and I stood on the scale the other night, like 2-3 nights ago, and I'm just like, you're pathetic, dude. You look at you. My socks are even stretched out now, and like I can't even put my socks back on that I was wearing months ago because they're just beat up. That's a lie. My socks aren't stretched out.
Your ankles are just V's?
Yeah, just swelling up. No, I did get new socks for my mom for Christmas, and I'm happy for that. But
it's just it's a perfect cylinder from the knee to the top of the foot.
It's just I feel like I don't know. It's like I feel like I need to get back on it, dude. I felt great and I was feeling good, and it's like I kicked myself in the ass because I was on it for like a solid 4 or 5 months, and then I just kind of fell off. And I'm like, dude, if you would have kept going, you'd feel fantastic right now. So this is the year. I got to get back at it. I got to get back into, every day at the gym. Yeah. Did I do it today? No, I went to the range.
Fight weight.
Yeah. And that's, dude, honestly, that's what it is. It's like I'm telling myself, you've got 4 months till KCON. Kick the shit into gear. Get your fat ass on that treadmill. Don't be winded when you're running, and just get on it, man. Get back on the horse, because the horse did me well the first half of last year, and then I fell off. So 2025, a new fit Midwest Savage. Wearing extra larges. I mean, I'm wearing an extra large, but I want it to feel like, ooh, is this a 2X? Oh, no, that's an extra large shirt. That's almost where I was at last year, and it pisses me off. Like, I would put a 2X on. I was like, good God, whose shirt is this? And I was like, oh, it's mine. I used to wear these.
Not to sound too much like a G.I. Joe advertisement from 1989. But knowing is half
the battle. Yeah, hell yeah, it is.
It's half the battle. And now what it kind of takes to get down to that fight weight. You know what it takes to get onto the podium. Now it's doing the work in order to achieve that. Probably I think one of the podcast favorite shows, Shorzy, and at the end of season 1, Matt comes down, Shorzy, and says, "Hey, is it season 1 or season 2? It's one or the other.
It's season 1. I think it's season 1.
But she says, hey, the other guys are changing their game. What are you going to do to step up and change yours?" And then he kind of zones out, starts looking at some weights, starts looking at the bike. And I think that is the moment, 1/1/25, that we're at right now.
Yeah, that is it, dude. It's like I got to get back into just putting the headphones on, waking my ass up stupid early, and getting in that gym and just getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it sucks. I mean, let's be honest. If you have these plans to be in better shape in 2025, I'm gonna tell you from experience. I mean, I'm not an old hand at this. Just what I went through last year. It sucks. Like the first 3 weeks, getting up every day and forcing yourself to go there. But after about week 3, if you're still on a continuous "I'm going every day" thing, you're starting to feel a little bit better, and you're like, okay, I can do this. Because then it's part of your routine, and then. Shit, dude, you keep that going for a couple more months, forget about it. Then you're just wanting to go to the gym. There was times I'd be here bored, just sitting at home, like, man, I got nothing to do for a couple hours. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna get some lifting in. I'm gonna hit the bench, do something. I'm gonna amplify this. I did legs earlier, but you know what? I could do a little chest workout right now. Let's go. And I would go, and it felt great. And now I'm fat, and I like Costco pizza. But enough about me, Paul.
Which is, I'm going to be honest with you, Costco pizza being the kryptonite. There's better pizza that's out there.
There's 100% better pizza, but
is it just the ease?
It's the fact that it's easy and it's $10 and it's gigantic and it's just
Okay.
simple. It's the simplicity of the shitty Costco pizza. I mean, granted, yeah, I could go to Nunzio's, I could go to Napoli's around here. I could get way better pizza, but it's going to cost me $30 to get a way better pizza.
The pizza game that I think people don't respect until they start to be about it.
Yeah.
Little Caesars. It's hot and it's ready. Is it good? That's
God,
not what I
no.
said. I said it's hot and it's ready.
I have this argument with my youngest all the time because he's like, "Can we go to Little Caesars?" I'm like, "You can go there yourself." I was like, "I am not going there."
Hey, but you know what? When you only had $5 left in your pocket,
dude, I would rather
places that were there for you: the Little Caesars and the Taco Bell.
I would rather go to Taco Bell than Little Caesars all day. Give me 3 bean burritos. I would rather eat 3 bean burritos than a Little Caesars pizza.
We're just talking silliness right now. That's what
we are. That's what we do here. But anyways, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, any of that, like I said, let us know, man. We're here for you. We're here to give you what you want to listen to, which is Jamie and Paul arguing over pizza and Taco Bell.
I would really like to also hear what other people are trying to do within 2025. What matches are you trying to shoot? What are your goals that you're trying to hit? What are you doing to achieve those? Hey, here's a drill that I've got. Here's some things that I'm looking at. Here's some of the work that I'm putting in. Would love to hear what you guys are doing out there, mainly because I need to steal some of it. I have to, for 2025, I'm trying to get out to a couple more classes, mainly because you can learn a lot in a class, but a lot of that comes from what can you take home and what can you apply to your own regime that you learn from that class. What are some drills that you found there where, hey, maybe it's 8 to 10 rounds that you can go out to your local range and kind of get done in 30 minute to an hour range session that you can time, number one. And then, number two, you can track that time. So then you can see, am I getting better? Am I getting worse? Am I staying the same over time? So that's really what I'm trying to do in 2025. Get out there, learn more, whether that is from, other people. And I'm an old tennis coach where he's like, if you're beating somebody, you can't really learn anything from them. And I disagree with that now. I agreed with him at the time. But I do think that you can learn something from just about anybody, as we're kind of proving with this pod. And that's really what I want to hear from people. Hey, what are some drills outside of maybe the build drill that you're, working to improve on? What are some distances that you're working at? Some things that I will say that I kind of don't care about in 2025. There's enough internet drama to be covered by just about everybody else. It's not something that I really care about talking about. We talked about kind of some positivity. Some drama can be positive out there. I definitely understand, holding people accountable, making sure that those people who are, maybe affecting the industry negatively are held to account. And, there's whatever that can be said about that. I just don't think that that's something that I can do. I just don't know people well enough, number one. But then number two, if we want to have esoteric arguments about twist rates and, the 36-yard zero versus the 42-yard zero versus the 50-yard zero, hey, you can have that. You can battle that out in the comments, but that's not something that I necessarily need to have a conversation about. We all know the 50-yard zero is supreme. And if you have a problem with that, you can argue with yourself, either in my DMs or in the comments of this pod. But it's really, what are you guys doing to improve what you want to do? What are some achievements that you want to get to this year, whether that it's a podium at a local match, or, I want to hit top 15 in a major, or, hey, I'm looking to win it all. That's definitely something that I want to hear about. And then how you're going about doing it.
I think top 15 in a major would be fantastic for me.
And I think it's achievable.
I think it is. I think I need to just worry about the basics. Stop trying to be. I said it to myself today when I was shooting the pistol.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you earlier, I had 12 targets and I was averaging 12 seconds, 12.2 something, 12.3 something. And I was like, okay, I want to get down to 10. And I'm like, why? You're averaging a target per second,
mm-hmm.
and you're hitting it, and it's doing good. Like, why try to amp it up? Just focus on what you're doing, and just run with that instead of I got to try to go faster. And next thing you know, those 12 seconds just took you 14 because you missed the shot. Okay, that's cool. So you still got all your targets, but you just gained 2 seconds rather than taking your time. So I think this year my whole focus is just get the shot placement down. Don't worry about speed. And I say that all the time, and then I try to go faster, and it's like it just ends up screwing me. Trying to be the fast guy. Accuracy is where it's at. And that's 2025 is my year of relax, take a shot. Relax, take a shot. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Try to get up the podium by not being faster, just being a little more accurate. And I think that might, we'll see. We'll see how this Winter K-Con goes. Because I say that now, and then you're going to see me at Winter K-Con in a couple of weeks. Like, why is he running so fast? He's missing like all of his shots. Did you see how fast I was?
What was the raw time?
Yeah, did you see
what
my
was
raw
the raw
time? I need to make a T-shirt that just says, "Did you see my raw? What was my raw time?
What was my raw time? What was my raw time on the front, and then on the back, just down 5, a mic, 6
exactly.
Charlies, 4
just
deltas,
all the penalties. That would be
all
hilarious.
the penalties. And then at the bottom of this huge list, just but the raw time was 15:25.
You just got 4 FTNs, but did you see that reload?
Did you
see how sweet that reload was?
Did you see it? What? I mean, come on.
That's just funny.
We're putting up numbies. Okay, what are those numbies? Are they mics? Are they Charlies? Are they deltas?
Yeah, right.
What are we talking about here?
It was my raw time. But I'd like to see a lot more people at these events. I'm not saying I like to be let me try to see here. What's the proper way to say it without sounding like a pompous asshole? I like seeing people at events that heard about said events or you know what? No, there's been a couple people, I guess, at a couple events I've gone to. Hey, I'm here because I heard you talk about it. Or, I didn't know about this till you said something in your video, or I heard this on the podcast. And then I love seeing stuff like that. Like we were just at that other shoot the other day, and granted, it's not like this guy knew about the event because of me, but he was like, "Hey man, you're Midwest Savage." I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "I watch your videos and I love it. And great job on the podcast, dude. I'm really liking that." I was like, "Oh, thank you very much." And it's just cool. Like maybe now, since he's listening and he's in the circle of my weird shit that I put out there, that he'll be like, "Oh, that event's not too far away." And he said he's going with his buddies. Maybe, I'll head that way myself because it's not that far from where I'm at now. And he makes it sound like a good time. Because there's a couple people that went to Thunder because I was talking about it, and like Mitten State, I brought that around to the boys, and that's how we found out about that. And like you, for instance, like the Schultz thing, didn't know about that till you brought it up. So I want to meet more people. I love meeting people. I love interacting with people who appreciate and say kind things about things I do, because I'm trying. I may not be the best. I know I'm not the best. I'm not even close to it. I don't even think I drive in the same car as the best. But
yeah, you don't drive a Tacoma.
No, I don't. I'm a Ford man. But it's just, I don't know. It's like the reward of knowing that what I'm doing here isn't just for nothing. That it's some people are getting benefit out of it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm glad that some people are getting benefit out of the things that I'm doing. I work 8 days a week. I, like you said, I do this YouTube videos. I do this podcast. I've been doing this live stream thing that I'm trying to get figured out, but OBS is a son of a bitch, but I'm still trying, and eventually it'll get better. And it's just, I don't know. I love the interaction. I'm a child of a divorce. I say it all the time. I need attention, and it's for real. And it's, I don't know. I like it.
I read an article the other day where it's like, you've raised a good kid when they don't want to be famous, because it means that like they're not seeking outside validation. It comes from within.
Yeah, they got enough of it when they were younger.
That just like came right back to me.
I'm not trying to be famous. I mean, that's like we had the discussion with Clay a while ago. That just seems like a ball of wax I wouldn't do well in. Like not even having my own privacy. That would drive me nuts. I would be the guy who would end up on TMZ throwing a lawn chair at somebody because they're bothering me at like my kid's baseball game or something. I could see that.
That's a completely understandable reaction if somebody's bothering you at a kid's baseball game.
Well, but
I have no delusions of grandeur or anything like that.
No,
either. This is just one of those things, this pod where, hey, there's a lot of cool stuff that's going on out there. Some of it can be kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
And if we can shed light on whether it's a match that somebody in the Midwest or somewhere in the U.S. could possibly go to, that's something that I want to do, because the
There you
more
go.
people that are out there shooting matches, the more serious
Yeah.
the competitive shooting environment gets taken, whether it's on a national stage or a local stage. And I just want more people out there shooting matches, because then there's more of a drive for people to be competent with firearms.
And
And that's a lot of my main goal in the conversations that I have. And plus, I want it to look better, where if I get 20th and somebody says, well, 20th out of how many? I want it to be out of 300. I don't want
oh
it to
yeah.
be out of 60.
Yeah.
So the more people that I can pad the stats with, that's what I'm looking for.
And the other good thing, like you were saying, more people, like if you're listening, and I say it all the time, he's not my boss. He's gonna hear this. This guy I work with. He yells at me that he's not my boss. He's my boss, but he's not. But like he was saying, the main message he's gotten out of listening to these podcasts is get out there and shoot.
Yep.
He's like, it's like the main thing that I take from it all is you're telling people, get out there and shoot. Get out there and have a good time. Don't be nervous. You can be nervous.
Mhm.
You'll get over it. I promise. I promise you will. Maybe not, because I'm always nervous, but it gets easier is the best thing I can say. But the
Mhm.
more, like you said, the more people who shoot, like we'll bring this up in a second, but I'm gonna write it down right now so I don't remember, or so I don't forget. I'm a dumbass. But the more, like you said, the more people who shoot, the more ranges are going to be like, okay, we put on this event our first time and it did great, and we can keep doing it. And there's
Mhm.
going to be even more people who are going to want to do it next time because they couldn't get in this time. And then that range is going to be like, wow, these are doing great. We're going to do this every month now. And then
Mhm.
more and more people shoot, more and more people get into firearms, more and more people get into competition. And then it just it makes it look better than just people walking around. Like you talk to people who don't shoot like guns in general, or there's just people who don't shoot competition, whatever. But like you say something about a gun to them, and their immediate thing is, oh, he carries a gun everywhere. He's one of them crazy people. But like there's a sport to it, there's fun to it, and it's like
Mhm.
it like almost demonizing. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like making
Yeah.
it not seem bad to other people. I
Yep.
mean, yes, to the outsider, like people at work, like, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, me and the kids went to the water park. What'd you do this weekend? Oh, well, I built a deck or something. Jamie, what'd you do? I ran around and shot an AK at a competition. It's like to the outside person, yeah, it sounds fucking crazy, but
Yep.
it's not. It's done in a safe environment. I mean, everybody's watched over by ROs, and like not even just the RO is watching you. Everybody else on the squad is watching to make sure something crazy doesn't happen. There's been many a time I've seen people call out something that like almost got past an RO or did get past an RO, for instance. But
Mhm.
like, it's just better if more people are doing it because it makes it more common, I guess, or like the demonizing word again. But it's better. And like okay, now we'll get on this. Like when these major competitions that you and I go to like sell out ridiculously fast.
Mhm.
Like we bought tickets for Thunder last year that sold out in like what, couple hours, if that.
Yeah, I think it was 3 hours.
Yeah, okay. So Thunder was like 3 hours, and like Kalash Bash just happened a while ago, and that was like fucking 15 minutes, if that. I don't remember. It was
Yes.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then like all these other things just like sell out quick. It's because people want to do it. And then like with the Clash Bash, like there was a bunch of people, oh, I couldn't get in. Oh, my phone froze up and now I can't get a ticket. And it's bad. And it's also good because there's such a drive from people
Yeah.
who want to do it. And like, I'll give credit to Clay. He puts on, it's a hell of an event with a lot of people and a lot of moving parts. We even talked to him about it on here. And it's like, yeah, he'd love to have as many people that could buy a ticket show up, but it's not possible. You can't be like, oh yeah, we're gonna sell 1,200 tickets and have 1,200 people shooting. That's not gonna happen unless you make it like a week long event,
Yeah,
and
and
that's
shoot
just
for 18
ridiculous.
days in a
Yeah,
row.
exactly.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that like the stigma is being removed from certain things like this, and more people are getting into it because like let's say, okay, I went to Thunder. I brought in my buddy Wyatt. Hey, there's this
Mhm.
gun shooting thing going on. You should join it with me. I've never been. Let's go have a good time. Now he meets us down at Aurora and shoots every now and then because he loves it. And then he brought in his buddy who comes to these things, and it just keeps kind of spider webbing. Like the more and more people you can drag into it, it just makes it better for everybody. Because like right now I'm arguing with my local range about, you guys want to make money, get off the bench. Get off the bench and let people move is like my
Yeah.
main argument with these people. Like, bringing it back to flipping Clay again. Like he said, well, I hate talking about it so much, but he made so many good points. But like he
He
said,
did.
like they could print money basically if they just let the leash off of people a little bit. And it's 100% true. It's
Yep.
like this. I drive an hour and change to go make my videos at this range because they let me do what I want. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, I'm not out there fucking skeeting off tannerite, throwing it up in the air and hitting it with a shotgun. But it's like
You're not FPS Russia is what you're telling us.
yeah, it's like they trust you enough to know not to be an idiot out there, and I can go out there and shoot and make my videos. Whereas this range that's fairly close to me is like, no, we can't have you doing that. I'm like, why not? Oh, well, we'd have to have somebody out here with you. And I'm like, why? Why does that need to be a thing? I understand. I get you guys are nervous because it's never like been a thing at this club, but let it out a little bit. You'd be amazed how many more people you would have sign up for this if it was an option just to kind of do what you want. Like here's your bay. You have it for however long you want. You got here before anybody else. Be safe. Have a good time.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. So like,
one thing before we kind of stay in the ranges, I think that you hit on a good point here about talking to other people, bringing them to matches, whether that's local or national level matches. I think it goes back to what Adam Litke said, not even from like a sponsorship perspective, but if you yourself have a personal brand, and if people trust that what we are talking about here or the matches that we're talking about are going to be, quality. We're not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes or anything like that. We're trying to build a larger community. And if you're fun to be around, if you're nice to be around, if you're willing to help people out, if you're a good person, people will show up and follow along with you. So I think part of that also part of the reason that there are so many matches that are selling out so quickly is because that there are a lot of guys and gals that are out there that are good people, that are fun to be around, that are happy to be there, that help reset stages, that are bringing more people into the sport. So that is just, I wanted to call that out because that was a great point. Wanted to expand on it a little bit, but that is what 2025 kind of going forward, I think is kind of the best place to be at. And then you have ranges, which is the next part of this conversation, that are okay. No, we don't want anything to do with this. We don't want
to make money.
Yeah, we're not interested in it.
Okay, back to my flood range at home. It's a nice facility. I mean, it really is. Like these guys took their time. You can ask Tommy; he was there with me. They got this sweet benched up like little gazebo thing to sit under. It's like any time of the day, any weather, you can sit under this thing and like be out of the sun and not be rained on. And it's nice. It's very nice. But like outside of that, they have like a little cloverleaf range area with like 5 other bays that they're working on right now. And it's like they said something about now they want to start IDPA classes, and they've been talking about it. And then like one weekend they were like, we're gonna have like it was like a trial run basically for because they're like trying to get people to sign up and nobody's signing up. And they're like, okay, we're just going to do an outside 1-day class to see if anybody wants to do this. This is like open invitation, no more signups. If you want to try to do this, come by. And my plans fell through. I think I was supposed to go to Mark's and he ended up not feeling that great. So I didn't go. So I was like, whatever, I'll go to this IDPA thing. It's like, I just want to shoot, whatever. And dude, I think there was at least 20 something people showed up. Nobody signed up. Nobody put their name on a list, but 20 something people signed up, and they just basically, it was just a huge open bay. Everybody had a target in front of them, and they were just like, it was basically like going through a safety course. Like, okay, everybody holster. All right, on 3, draw, and everybody draw 3 shots on your target, reholster. You're just making sure everybody there was competent and not going to blow their foot off. Like if this thing moves forward. And then it's like, I told the guy, I was like, if you just like opened those bays over there and just let people do this, you would have so many more members. Because I'd say if there was 24 people there, 14 of them maybe were members, and the other 10 were their friends. Okay, because
Yeah.
it was bring somebody if you want to.
Hmm.
And it's like, I asked them, I said, what are you doing with those bays? Oh, well, we're going to rent those out for events and stuff like that. I'm like, why don't you just open them to members? You would have so many more people coming to this range to use this place if you would just open it up and just leave it. Well, I don't know. We'd have to talk about this and that. And I was like, just like Clay said, again, back to Clay, damn it. But like, have like a, okay, you want to shoot at this bay by yourself. You show up, at the last weekend of the month, we're doing a "Are you safe enough" class. And if you are, we'll give you this little smiley face sticker to put on your badge. If you don't have a smiley face sticker, you can't go use the base until like we've deemed you, okay, he's not an idiot. Basically.
You can still prove competency without restricting people's ability to shoot, move, reload, and still stay within compliance of whether that range has bylaws or insurance purposes.
Yeah.
There's still, you can still maintain a level of safety out there without just saying no from the get-go.
Yeah. And I think back to the printing money thing, I know, well, I'm probably in a different boat than other people when it comes to finances, maybe. I don't know how everybody's situation is. But like for me, if like, let's just say, for instance, my yearly range fee was $200. Okay.
Mhm.
If they were like, it's $200 to be a member, deal. All right. It's another 100 if you want to use those open bays, deal. Here you go. I'll take it. Whatever the hell you want. I don't care. That way it's not opening the floodgates. Maybe some people don't want to use it. Maybe some people do. And it's just, to me, it seems like people want to have a good time and make sure their shit works. You can't necessarily test your equipment out 100% sitting at a bench. I'm sorry, you can't. Maybe
and also,
slightly, but not really.
Also, people want instructors to come to your range. There's a lot of touring guys that are out there that are USPSA Grandmasters. Anderson is a great example of that.
There's this guy, Steve Anderson. I've heard his podcast before. I don't know how I heard about him, but
but if people want to take those classes, I mean,
and that's huge. That's another good point, because if they did open that thing up and like say they did open it up and there's 5 bays open up in this little clover leaf they got, I would be like, get a hold of the Steve Anderson guy. He teaches a class. And if they can drag him out there to teach a class, I would happily go take a class if it was 20 minutes from my fucking house.
A lot of these guys too have such a following now that kind of no matter where they go, I mean, a lot of them are booked up from 2025 even into 2026.
Yeah.
But their classes are also sold out.
Yeah.
Like the hunger of the shooting sports community and just the shooting in general, I think, is just hitting this critical mass right now where people are looking to run, but we still have the training wheels and the ankle weights on.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of intimidation and maybe some gatekeeping that's going on out there that can be broken down in 2025 to get more people involved, to get more people interested in starting to shoot some of these matches, taking some of these classes, I think YouTube has actually done such a great service to just like showing what's out there. So like the range that you go to, the range that Clay goes to, 9-hole reviews, where it's like, wow, they have steel from 200 to 1,000 yards and this beautiful shooting like that. Like, why does this not exist by where I'm at?
Yeah, exactly.
And I want to go shoot there. And then just like matches too, where it's like there's a video. If you want to shoot a local match and you type into YouTube, ASC 2-gun, there's probably going to be a video of somebody shooting what that 2-gun match is, and it's probably going to be close to what it currently is right now. Or if you type in Mitten State, your video is probably going to show up. If you type in KCON, like you can, the barrier to knowledge is so far removed that if you're at all worried, like, man, I don't really know what these stages are going to look like. If that is your wall,
get over it.
You can
watch a video.
You can watch a video because there's probably people that have been there before, and they can that can help. One thing that some of the Thunder guys did a couple years ago, where it was just like, hey, if this is your first time at Thunder, This is what movement looks like. This is what we mean when we say unload and show clear. This is what the 180 rule means. And they put it out there on the Thunder page and was like, if this is your first time, read through all this, because
Yeah.
here's what the different rule sets mean, and here's what they mean to us and to you as a shooter. And I just think that the obviously things are going to move slower when it comes to ranges and things like that, because safety is going to be number one, and you can construe different things as unsafe hacks. But number two, you've got governing bodies of different organizations. USPSA had a couple problems a couple years ago, kind of led by Ben Stoger, which is another drama thing that's out there. But then they're starting to change things. You've got PCL that's coming back up, where they're trying to change some stuff. So I just think that we are hitting, aside from cost, I don't think there's ever been a better time to shoot matches.
Yeah.
The quality of matches, the number of matches, the quality of shooters is only increasing.
Now, you were talking about finding just information on competitions in your area and looking stuff up online. I know for a fact, I'm not bitching or complaining about this, but if I put up a video, maybe it's my editing, whatever. When I put up videos of my competitions, they don't do as good as, say, if I do a video on, hey, I just got this. Where's my hand? Hey, I just got this new barrel. If I put up a video, I just got this barrel, people watch the shit out of it. If I make a video, I just took this barrel to a local competition and shot it, and it's just a video of me shooting competition, it doesn't do as good. And I know that. I don't care. I still put it up because, to me, yeah, I watch videos on new guns, because I want to see what it looks like, what it's all about. That's fine. I'm not shaming anybody for doing that. But then, I was, like you said, Mitten State, let me look up a video for that. And there was 1.5 videos.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think I'm doing more of a service to try to get more people to shoot and step out of the comfort zone by seeing, okay, this dude does this. He's got this group of friends that run around with him, and this is what it seems like. Okay. And I seen another video of his where he shot a stage, and that looked pretty cool because they got to do this on that stage, and that seems like fun. And it's more or less giving you a window of, this is what a competition is like. I'm trying to show you everything mostly and talk about it as best as I can. I know I'm not the greatest film producer, but that way they at least have an idea, and it's just trying to get more people into it is my thing, because it just makes everybody else look better. It does nothing but help out the competition shooting sport when more and more people are getting into it. Because okay, take Mitten State. It's one day. Okay. It's one day. I don't know exactly the time that thing sold out or when the tickets went on sale to, what the time frame was from when it was done. But you get enough people saying, damn it, I didn't get a ticket after it sold out. And you get enough people saying it 1 year, 2 years in a row, you're going to be like, okay, this has to be a 2-day event, because we're missing out. There's people who want to show up that can't show up because we only had X amount of tickets. And if we, kicked it up like another 35%, 25% worth of tickets, that's more money we would make. And that's, better stuff for these people because they're in the area and they wanted to shoot. And it just, it helps everybody out, honestly.
Yeah. And you're not the only person that I've talked to who said, hey, my range videos don't do as good as me just saying hey, here's the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
Here.
And I get it. I understand why, because I watch my range videos and it's boring just watching me run around and shoot. It is. It's not the most exciting. It's not, nobody's like, okay, we've seen them shoot one competition. We've seen them shoot them all. It's not as good as, oh man, they just dropped this new rifle. I want to see what it's all about. I get it. It's fine. Yeah. But I do it to try to just, for one, it's just content for me to make because it's what I'm doing that weekend. I don't have the ability or the friendships to just get new stuff sent to me all the time and review it. That would be awesome, but I don't. I'm just a normal guy and I work a job like everybody else. So what I have is what I have. But when I go out and do stuff like today, I just went out and shot a pistol. I went and recorded myself shooting the pistol because that's what I did today. Maybe somebody could watch that and learn, if I get 100 views and 4 people learn something from it, so be it. It worked out. 4 people are just now know a little bit more. But I understand why my videos, some are, I get why some are way better than others.
Yeah, why some do better than others.
It's the nature of it. Like, for instance, when I shot 1,000 rounds of the Tele and everybody was freaking out about Tele ammo being corrosive, I knew I was like, okay, this might do good. I didn't know it was going to do as good as it did because like every time I looked at it, there was like hundreds and hundreds of more views. I was like, well, this is actually a lot crazier than I thought it was going to be. But I knew like if I took the tele video, is this ammo corrosive? I have 1,000 rounds of it versus the, hey, watch me shoot this cake with a 12 gauge. I have 1,000 subscribers. Nobody's going to give a shit about that. But I made the video anyways because that's just what I did. But I'm trying to help people out here. I'm trying to get people knowledge on what's out there, what's around you, to get out and shoot competition, because I sound like a broken record, but it's better for everybody if you just go out there. And if you're uncomfortable going by yourself, find a friend. Shit, if you know that Paul and I are going to Mitten State and you have never been to a competition, send me a message and say, I'm thinking about going this. It's my first time. I will say, I am going there too. I am on squad 4. Join squad 4.
Yep.
You can hang out with me and Paul. I don't care. I'm not going to big time anybody because I'm nobody. I'm a regular guy like you out there to just have a good time, you know?
That is actually, I did that for somebody at Winter KCON right now.
There you go.
Yeah. Somebody reached out and just said, hey, you know, anybody going to Winter KCON? I've got a buddy who's going. And I just said, I'm going. I'm going to be on this squad. Kind of chatted back and forth with him. What are you bringing? What are you feeling? What? And he had some questions about the night shoot. I've shot the last couple. Hey, here's typically kind of what, you know, the night shoot is. And we're probably going to hang out with him a little bit there. But, yeah.
Oh, sorry. But
what's up?
The night shoot. Is that just like a good time? Is there score kept on the night shoot? That's not like on practice score, is it?
It is, yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah, it is. Now that being said, it is just a good time.
Yeah.
So like I think Tommy won the night shoot last year. I almost won it, even though one of my runs wasn't recorded. But I think he got first. I got like 6th or something like that.
I just ordered more batteries.
Good call.
Yeah.
But you know, that's also unique opportunities that I think people can seek out in 2025. What about low light shooting? What about night shooting? What about
something you don't do every day? Yeah.
Yeah. And there's great opportunities kind of across the spectrum when it comes to whether it's night, low light, you know, probably not CQB, but like, you know, shooting through tubes. You know, there are different kind of disciplines that are out there that you can do. If you only have a 22 rifle, you can take, there's, you know, 22 matches that are out there. There's 22 precision matches that are out there.
Whatever you have to shoot, there's something out there. I've seen, just like I said, looking at the practice score and looking at it in my area, there's pistol shoots, there's rifle shoots, there's shotgun shoots, there's just, you know, rim fire action stuff. But you got to, I don't say you have to be willing to drive, but some people, I think certain people who wear yellow glasses said it themselves that we kind of take things, we kind of take things for granted because it's, I guess, like we're kind of in a bubble with what we do and what's out there. Like, okay, yeah, I drive an hour to go where I go, and you probably drive, you know, a distance to go shoot where you shoot. But I mean, there's got to be some people who live like in the middle of fucking Oklahoma, and it's like, what is? I mean, granted, I guess if you live in the middle of Oklahoma, you could probably just go to some farm and shoot. But I mean, but okay, let's say like densely populated cities, like, or you know, or people who, you know, there's people like live in the middle of some damn metropolis. And they have to travel 2 hours to get outside of town and somewhere where there's a shooting range. And so, like, I feel you. I know how that, you know, that must suck. And here I am bitching about my 1 hour drive, but I guess it's not as easily accessible for some people unless, I mean, you don't have to do it as much as I try to do it. But like, if you can get to the range every other month, you know, just to shoot and then make it to one event a year, at least you have that one event to look forward to. Some people only go to one event a year. I know there's plenty of people that I know that go to Thunder, you know, and that's like their event.
And that is their match.
There's probably plenty of people who go to K-Bash that live down in the southern area that like that's their one big hurrah every year. And it's like, you know, sometimes you don't have to try to run all over the country like I do, like an idiot. You know, find that one event and make plans for it and practice for it and get yourself out there. Because I guarantee you go to that one event, you're going to want to go to another one.
When are we going to publish this one?
I'm trying to think. Did I just have a video come out Sunday? I did. Sunday.
Okay.
couple days.
Well, for those of you who are in Oklahoma, I
There's some shit popping off in Oklahoma
there
next
is
weekend.
registration is open March 1st. There's a long range rifle and skills match.
There you go.
At the Clays Cartridge County Classic. Registration is now open for. You're going to miss it, but there's a USPSA match on January 4th that you can go shoot.
Trying to
I
see.
mean, there are places that are around.
Okay, let's say it's somebody who lives in the middle of Wyoming.
Okay, let's see what
I mean,
Wyoming's got
that's a
going on.
lot of flat land, though. Like I'm saying, it's got to be densely populated, is what I'm thinking. That I think it would be harder to find a place to shoot if you're densely populated area, rather than middle of nowhere. Middle of nowhere, you can walk out on your back porch and shoot a gun, and nobody's gonna know.
Well, hey, if you're in Wyoming and you want to shoot a USPSA 3-stage classifier, you can do that in February up at Sheridan.
See,
I
look at
hear
Paul just
I hear
dropping
it's
knowledge
beautiful
for
up
everybody.
there. If you're in the
Don't tell
Casper
me
area, there's the Border Wars 2025 Wyoming sectional matches that are coming up. I think that's USPSA as well.
you cannot listen to the Shooter Are You Ready podcast and say with an honest face, "There's nowhere around me to shoot," because Paul will find it. Paul will find a place for you to shoot.
Man, I'm trying to think if there's okay. What about Miami? We've got listeners down in Miami. Let's see.
Down in Opelika.
Opelika. There's the 2025 Miami Open Pistol Match
There you
hosted.
go.
It's a USPSA Level 2 match, and that's on February 21st.
And you better be there.
That would probably be honestly a pretty hefty match. So let's just look at Florida. Florida's like the patron state.
That's like the That's like the pistol grip of the U.S.
Yeah, I mean they shoot more people per. Hold on.
Whoa.
Yeah. Wow, there's a ton. If you're up in Tallahassee, there's a January USPSA match that's going on. If you're over by Panama City, you got the Panhandle Gun Club NRL 22 February match. I mean, they've got the January 11th USPSA match over in Panama City. There's matches that are going on all over the place.
Yeah.
These are just the ones that are on practice score. There are some
That's what I'm
matches
saying.
that don't make it to practice score either.
Yeah, there's a lot of local stuff that, like I said, find yourself a local private range or public, even maybe.
Yep.
Who knows? But there's got to be something within reason of you. I mean, you shouldn't have to travel more than half a day to find something. That would just be ridiculous.
You can make it happen, and when you go there, you're probably going to find some like-minded people that are trying to accomplish the same things that you're trying to accomplish. So one goal for everybody, I think, that listens to this in 2025, try to get out there and try to shoot at least one match. And if you hate it, message me, tell me why you hated it, and
Paul will pay your registration fee.
I'm not going to do that. Because you're probably going to go to some expensive ass match that's 4 days.
I went to Clash Bash and I hated it. And I need my hotel reimbursed, my gas. I need it all.
If you go back and listen to our Moisha podcast, I talk about a USPSA match that I shot that I had a bad experience at. And he said, "Hey, I'm really sorry that happened. Here's some great experiences that I've had at other USPSA matches. Here's some that I've shot that maybe you might enjoy." And that's probably the same conversation that I'm going to have. Or if you didn't have a good experience at a match and you'd like to shoot something else, or if you're just looking for somebody to shoot with to attend a match, let me know what it is. If you're in the Midwest area, that's easier for me. But
otherwise, Paul will fly out to you.
Suggestions. Hey, I'll fly to you if you're in someplace cool. I'll fly to you. We'll shoot the same gun. I'll shoot whatever you're shooting. We can walk down to the local academy and I'll buy my own ammo. And we can go from there.
Damn. Paul just out to meet the people. Ladies and gentlemen, I will rent Paul out to you. You just let me know where the event is, and I will send Paul your way.
A man of the people and a menace to sobriety. That's what I like to say.
There you go. Well, shit, Paul, we're almost at an hour 30. I think we've done our service here to the people. I have to make dinner still.
But I got to do the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2024 was great. 2025 is hoping to be a better year for myself, for Paul, for everybody listening. Make it your one goal to get out there and shoot one match. Make it
doesn't matter what it is.
One match. It can be you and 8 people shooting 22s. As long as somebody's winning and somebody needs to improve, that's all that matters.
Yep. And you might fall in love with it. You might hate it, but at least you tried.
There you go. You're never going to know if you don't try how much you need to improve on. Ooh.
Exactly.
But, ladies and gentlemen, This has been the Shooter Are You Ready podcast. I can't thank everybody enough for listening. Like, subscribe. Be sure to hit up that YouTube channel, please, so we can get some crowd interactive lives going. I'd greatly appreciate it. I think it would be a good time to have you people
Then we can
zone
field
in.
your questions live. You can interact. You can ask
That's
us
what I'm
about our
saying,
favorite
dude.
beefs. Hey, I'm going to Chicago. Where do I need to stop at? Number one, you got to stop at the Bean. Let's be honest.
Shit, look at that.
Oh, now we're really big.
Yeah, there we go. Damn
Okay,
it. Why didn't we
finally
do this
figured
from
it
the
out.
beginning?
This is what I wanted. I even requested this. What the fuck?
Shit. Next time. Next time, Paul,
Hey,
we're going to have a different
started
setup.
right here, 2025. We already got it figured out.
There you go. My head still looks huge. Anyways, we're going to go back to the little screen. Thank you guys very much. And yeah, I guess we'll see you in the next one. And hugs and kisses. And that's all I got to say. Have a good one.
Sweet.
Shooter ready.
Yep.
Shooter ready. Stand by. Shooter ready. Stand by.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
Shooter ready.
Stand by.